Hey guys, today we're going to investigate an ancient lingam which is 30 feet tall. Yes, 30 feet tall and is made of transparent crystal. And this lingam is not new. It was created more than 1,000 years ago by ancient Hindus and placed inside a temple in the middle of a jungle in Cambodia. And this is the Hindu temple which has that crystal lingam. At first glance, I'm surprised because it does not look like a Hindu temple at all. It is eerily similar to the Mayan Pyramids. But archaeologists confirm that this is a Hindu temple which was dedicated to Lord Shiva. Archaeologists have also found inscriptions which talk about a massive lingam placed here. Normally, I would admire the structure and analyze the size and shape of the pyramid, but I cannot wait to see the crystal lingam. I realize that the original stairs are completely ruined now and have become unusable, but I think there should be more set of stairs on the other sides as well. But when I began walking around the pyramid, I realized I am wrong. The original stairs were built only on one side of the pyramid. And there are no stairs on the other sides. They're all made of solid stone walls. At the back of the pyramid, I see a strange ritual being performed. There's a small temple here. Perhaps the lingam is at this place. But when I reach there, I'm surprised to see Cambodians worshipping the statue of an elephant. I asked them where I can see the giant lingam. Cambodians do not speak much English, but they point to the top of the pyramid. I find modern wooden stairs which go up the pyramid, so I begin climbing it. A 30 feet tall lingam made of crystal installed at the top of an ancient pyramid. This would be a spectacular sight to see. The stones of the pyramid are calling me. They were cut and installed here more than 1,000 years ago. But my goal is to lay my eyes on the giant crystal lingam. I finally reach the top and I'm deeply disappointed because the crystal lingam is not visible. But I see a destroyed temple structure with giant broken carvings. There is just an empty chamber with wooden barriers protecting it. However, something tells me to climb up on these broken stone blocks. This is risky, but I feel like I may find something in this area. And then I find something truly extraordinary. A hole, a circular hole situated exactly in the middle of the pyramid top. Look at the giant walls built all around it and the remnants of a square base. There was definitely a giant cylindrical lingam placed in this hole. This is not a theory. Archaeologists and historians confirm that a massive lingam was once installed here, and no one knows how it mysteriously vanished. The Cambodian government has strictly prohibited anyone from getting any closer, but I need to take a closer look at the hole. So I take my zoom lens and climb up to a vantage point. From some angles, it looks like a shallow hole with only a few feet depth. I try to see it from a different angle and I could see that the hole was deeper. But when I try to look at the hole almost from straight up, look at these pictures I shot. This is not just a hole. This is a deep hole, clearly laid with neatly cut stones. We cannot even see the end of the hole. How deep is this hole? Is it possible that this hole goes all the way to the bottom of the pyramid? Egyptian pyramids like the Great Pyramid of Giza have elaborate secret chambers inside the pyramid. Does this pyramid also have chambers inside? In ancient Hindu temples, people still worship crystal lingams. These are called spatika lingams. I have seen some big crystal lingams, but certainly a 30 feet tall transparent lingam would have been one of a kind, making it the largest crystal lingam in the world. Look at the positioning of the original ancient stairs. 1,000 years ago, worshippers would have climbed this pyramid using these stairs and reached the top to see this giant lingam. They would have only seen 15 feet of this lingam because the rest of it, another 15 feet, would go under the floor level. Archaeologists do confirm that there was once a 15 feet tall lingam here because there are inscriptions found in this area which confirm this. And remember, I have already shown you that lingams are not just the visible part we see above the floor level. It is at least twice the size because half of the cylinder is buried underneath. And look at this hole. There should be absolutely no doubt that it goes at least 15 feet deep. But why? Why did ancient builders create a strange stepped pyramid in the middle of a jungle and then in the center place a giant crystal cylinder? Were ancient Hindus merely superstitious, or were they doing something scientific? What could possibly be the reason for placing a 30 feet tall crystal cylinder on top of a 120 feet tall pyramid? Perhaps this is the pinnacle of ancient technology. Is it possible that it was used as a radio wave receiver to receive signals from outer space? About 100 years ago, the very first radio sets were made completely out of crystals. There was no need for external electricity or batteries to receive the signals. Scientists agree that we have not fully understood about crystals. Crystals are capable of using the power of the received radio signal itself to produce sound. Of course, this is exactly why rich businessmen removed it from the market, because it is like having free energy. Imagine using radio without electricity or battery, and big companies do not want you to have any sort of free energy device. Now, crystals are used as radio receivers and even transmitters, but why build a 120 feet tall pyramid and place the crystal on top of that pyramid? Let's say you go somewhere and you don't get good signal on your cell phone. What would you do? You automatically raise your hand high up to see if you get better signal. And if it still doesn't work, you would try climbing a tree. Why? Because we know the higher and higher we place the receiver, the better signal we get. This eliminates all other interference from the ground level. This is exactly why ancient Hindus were creating a giant pyramid, and they put the crystal lingam on top at the dead center of the pyramid. When Cambodians converted from Hinduism to Buddhism, they continued to use this technology. Even when they built stupas, they always kept crystals at the very top of their Buddhist temples. If these crystals were used as radio receivers in ancient times, who was sending the signals? Where was the signal coming from? When standing here, I can somehow still feel the energy of the lingam. Initially, I thought only I could feel it, but then I saw something curious. Many locals come here and pour water into this hole. They believe that the lingam was not removed, but it got buried deep into the pyramid itself when an earthquake happened a few centuries ago. This is why they still worship this place. When I talk to one of the locals, he reveals something fascinating. Even though archaeologists think this pyramid was built by an obscure king called Jayavarman IV, Locals think this temple was built by Indra himself. Now, who is Indra? According to sacred texts, Indra was the ruler of a different planet called Devaloka. Locals believe that Indra himself came here and set up this crystal lingam. He tells me this is why locals worship that elephant statue at the ground level. The elephant is one of his mounts, a symbol of Indra. And watch what he says.
King that built the temple,
Ancestor kings.
and play all the respectful and virtues to the god king
Okay.
that
He's a god.
is still alive.
Oh, he's still alive?
No, we rest praying that
He tells me that Indra is still alive, still watching us from his planet. I'm amazed by his words. Here we are, more than 3,000 miles from India. The Cambodians believe they're all Buddhists, but their traditions and beliefs are actually deep-rooted in ancient Hinduism. All Hindus agree that ancient temples were built to connect human beings with gods. But was it just for spiritual communication? Or is it possible that they were actually communicating with gods using crystal technology? Is this why such a giant complex pyramid was built and a 30-foot tall crystal lingam was placed on top? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I am Praveen Mohan. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell button to get all the updates. Please give this video a thumbs up and do share it with your friends. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.